I'm Chris.
And I'm Joe.
We are 1836 Booze and Barbecue.
Cheers.
Welcome to the first live stream. And kind of give you a little bit of background on myself. I did competitions for 10 years. I own my own business now. 1836 Barbecue, set up at 1365 West County Line Road, and they're here in New Braunfels. What better way to start it off but a brisket. So we're using a prime today. Usually in my trailer I use a Kaiushi brisket, which is a kind of an American Wagyu, and it's awesome. One of the best meats I ever have. But welcome to the first episode, and hopefully y'all enjoy it and keep tuning in. So today we're going to go over trimming and the seasonings and then the smoking and all that good stuff. We'll also be doing other sides as well. And but you know, kind of excited about this, and we'll see how it goes from there.
I'm gonna check on the web real quick.
All right. So the first thing, get you a good meat. HEB has good selection. Granzine Meat Market here in New Braunfels has good selections. You need a sharp knife. Usually I wear gloves so you don't slip and cut yourself, which has happened many a times. But yeah, we're going to do a 12-hour cook, and so I'll show you how to trim. And right now we have a brisket's I've already cooked overnight, so we'll go to that later. So pretty much, hopefully we don't drag this out too much, but hopefully everybody enjoys and learns a thing or two and goes from there. So pretty much nobody wants this big piece of fat right here. So just simply trim it off. Watch your fingers. Keep it down, cut flush. A lot of people like to trim off all this silver skin. It really doesn't matter. Kind of like to keep it on there because it usually cooks off anyways. Cut off all your little brown meat that might be on the edges. Give it a good simple cut around the corners. Kind of make it aerodynamic in your pit. I prefer, the pits I use on my trailer are reverse smokers, which they are cabinet smokers. And I can do pretty much any pit you give me. I can cook something on and cook it well. I prefer offsets, are my favorite. They tend to have a good smoke, good clean smoke, and they have to have a good sized stack and airflow that goes through, so you get the good amount of smoke and stuff on there. Now what I like to do about this right here, this flappy stuff, just kind of trim it off, and I'll run the knife across this cut right here along the meat, just above the meat, and cut this completely off. So what I do in my trailer, this is how I use the for my burn ends. So I'll take this, that's good marbled meat. So I'll put my seasoning on it. I'll use cane sugar and really put a good coat on there. That's how I get my burn ends. Always keep that piece of meat. Other than that, you just keep on trimming. Try to trim it down to where you have about 1/4 of an inch of fat, because it's gonna render down. I also like the fat on there too, because that's the side I season. It keeps helps hold the seasoning real well, and you kind of can feel it. There's hard spots, so you can tell right here that's already pretty good. But then you have this big, thick piece right here, which if by running your hand across it, you can feel it. And so I just trim that off as well. You don't want to have too much fat. Good sharp knives work really well. I always try to keep the meat around in my trailer for about 36 degrees because it's a lot easier to cut. Because once it starts defrosting, it gets kind of hard to cut as you go. So, but yeah, I mean, brisket is it could be easy. Well, it's not easy for anybody. I can tell you 10 years ago when I started my brisket, I could have started a business with it. And I would have been out of business by now. So going into competition, I learned a lot about different types of meats. You know, you got your choice, your select, which I don't even touch anymore. It's either prime or above, but my favorite is the Kaiushi brisket. And they are a great company out of Flatonia. And, you know, it's a really, really good meat. And this one's not too bad, actually. It's got a good flop to it. So a lot of people say the bend and whatnot, but to me, it really doesn't matter. It's all about the temperature you have it at. I usually cook them about 275, and they get a good smoke until I would say about 180 is when I wrap it. I do wrap my briskets because I think anything over 180 internal temp is what I'm talking about. So internal temp hits 180, I wrap it up. I do both butcher paper and foil, and I let it ride to about 205. So pretty much what it looks like. There's still a little bit more trimming to do. And just like I said, you can feel it, that rough fat. I like the round edges. Most barbecue restaurants do. Good restaurants, actually. So you kind of get that aerodynamic. I always put the, you know, fat side towards the fire, so it goes across the meat.
Is that for the smoke or is it for the heat?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both. So, I mean, you're going to get the heat, so you want to get more of the heat coming this way. You don't want to have it this way in the pit. Reason is, then you're going to dry it out to here, so you're going to waste a lot. But always keep it away. So the stack's over here, the fire's over here. Keep it up the furthest end. I'm a big believer, low and slow.
How low?
Usually, well, I'll start it off at 275 for about 5 hours, and then I'll try to run that temperature about 200, 225 for a good 6 to 8 hours, if not longer. The briskets that I have in mind, I do them, but since my pits are insulated, they cook really well. So I'll hit that temperature, internal temperature, about 180, about 6 hours into the cook, and I usually run those pits about anywhere from 265 to 275. The seasonings that I use is a basic, well today I'm going to use a basic coarse salt and pepper. I usually like to put a coat of cane sugar on top. The reason is because it caramelizes. Once it caramelizes, it keeps that seasoning stuck to the fat and it absorbs that smoke really well. And you just get a little hint of sweet to the meat. You know, I'm a big believer. A lot of people like their barbecue sauce, which is fine. I don't. Because if you're a good cook, you got a good piece of meat, you're paying for the meat. You're not going to pay for sauce. But a lot of people like sauce, so I still have the sauce. And so this one's trimmed up pretty good. Let me round it off a little bit more. So a lot of people can use this extra fat, or I'm sorry, not fat, but meat or sausage, mix it up. I usually Like I say, use this for the burn ends. This, I just trash it. Really no need for it. So, with that, check the other side and make sure the other side's well.
You got lots of people saying hi. You have Jamie Clements saying, hey, cuz.
What's up, cousin?
Let's see who else here. We have Cynthia Hewitt Fluger. Hey, Christopher Haynes.
#1 customer.
And of course, we can't forget Stray Taker, Coda, Michael Essex, all giving shout outs online.
Those are all my brothers.
Appreciate you. Welcome everybody. Like I said, this is already a good looking brisket. Didn't really have to do too much trimming on it. And that's one thing that people ask. A lot of people wonder why brisket prices are so high. The fact that when I trim my briskets, I usually do anywhere from 10 to 13, 14 briskets. Right off the bat, after I cut them or trim them up, I'm losing $175 in the trash, all fat. You can make soap with it, but I don't have time for all that mess.
Brisket soap. Hell yes. You want your man to love you? Smell like meat.
It smells like America.
Yeah. So, but and then the brisket also renders down. It'll probably lose maybe another pound or so while it cooks. So that's why brisket prices are so high, especially right now because meat is expensive. And I try to keep my best, keep up with the rest of them here in town because there's a lot of barbecue places in New Braunfels, and luckily I've been in business for 2.5 years and been able to compete with them, which is awesome.
It's not just New Braunfels, it's the whole area.
Yeah. I mean, there's times that
you go an hour north and you're in prime Austin, Lockhart,
which you got the capital up there. Snows and Franklin's. And, eventually, hopefully, I could be in that category, which I'm doing what I do. Hopefully, people enjoy it and keep tuning in, and hopefully, everything works out.
You got Matthew Keller saying hello, and Dylan Keller saying you're making him hungry.
What's up, cousin?
Matthew Keller said save the tallow mix it with venison or for deer burger.
You can. Tallow, I've been wanting to do that, but hard to find time. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I have a full-time job during the week, and I do this on the weekends. And between full-time job and barbecue business Saturday and Sunday, and my daughter's dance, which we have a competition coming on, we're dancing, which is awesome. So, but yeah, it's hard to find time to mess with all that fat stuff. But y'all live in the New Braunfels area, you want to buy it from me, it's for sale.
A lot of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Especially Friday. Fridays when I get there, that's when I start trimming and seasoning and cooking and whatnot.
That's kind of what, 40 pounds of fat, you think?
Yeah.
Because I know for that hot soap, I moved it to the side. That was heavy. It wasn't like
pretty heavy. It depends too. I mean, sometimes you get good cuts of brisket, which you don't have to do too much to. Like this one wasn't too bad, but there's times before where I'm cutting off 2 pounds at least of fat, and you just never know. But like I said, that's waste. So I mean, so today, anyways, usually I use, I'm gonna straight up tell you, is McCormick steak seasoning. Put it on there, and then I use good pepper, and then I finish it off with some cane sugar. But today we're gonna do just basic salt and pepper for everybody. Just put a good coat on there.
And that's pretty much the standard, right? Salt and pepper?
Salt and pepper standard. I mean, everybody has their different ways, and that's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to be different than everybody else. And that's why I stuck with the McCormick. When I used McCormick seasoning in competitions, I won. I was doing well with it. I just always stuck to it. You don't have to put a blanket of salt on there, just a good coat. You know, that's about all you need. Oop. And then for the pepper, doesn't take much neither.
Let me get it good.
Because you are buying meat, barbecue meat. That's pretty much. I usually put a heavier coat on there, but these are big grinds. I think will be good with it. And just kind of pat it in and get your pit. Usually when I'm doing the trimming and stuff, I already have my pit going and, you know, ready to go, open it up and throw them on. So, but other things we'll be doing too today is some beans, some pinto beans and guacamole and cornbread. So
it's a northern cornbread, because down here, like the savory cornbreads, we got a nice sweet cornbread.
So hopefully everybody's enjoying it so far, and you know.
Brian Mora is watching from Groton, Connecticut, saying his mouth is already watering and he can't wait to come home and try it. You go, Chris and Joe.
Awesome.
Shout out to my brother, and also brother by family, and then brother by the future submariner. So,
Navy.
I guess it would be a good time to have a moment of silence for
Amen.
Because there's a lot of sacrifices. Today, Memorial Day, is about remembrance. It's about remembering the sacrifices that our brothers and sisters, fathers and grandfathers, and those before them sacrificed for our freedoms. That's a really important thing that we need to acknowledge. Remembrance.
Big supporters, military, first responders, fire department, EMS, police, state troopers, big supporters. So if any of y'all military, first responders come by the trailer, we do have a 10% discount for all y'all all the time. And because it's much respect, very much respect for y'all. All right, so this is ready.
All right. We want to wrap it up, and then we're going to move it over to the smoker.
Right.
All right.
Be back shortly. All right, so we're back. We had some technical difficulties. First show, it's going to happen.
Yeah, sorry, my outside camera didn't have any audio, so I don't know what happened with that, but this is what you're going to look for a brisket.
That's what you're looking for. A good bark. This is a brisket that I had on my trailer that I ended up bringing over here. So we didn't have to go 12, 13 hours cook. So brought it here. And so it has a good bark on it. So I'm going to cut into it and let's check it out.
Let's go on this camera right here. See this goodness. Oh man, that was good.
So here's I know the knives, we're looking for sponsors, anybody who's watching this. So anyways, we'll work with what we got.
Those are my knives. I had them for like 15 years from when I got married, so
Yeah.
They live a long life. Oh yeah.
Good and tender.
Oh my gosh, it smells amazing.
But yeah, we're gonna be. It looks good.
All right. Before we cut into more meat, you want to keep it on the warm, and then we can start off with the guacamole and
Yep.
And
then the beans.
The beans, because the beans need to be on a slow cooker for.
If we have the pressure cooker, we could do
pressure cooker out.
We could do beans in a pressure cooker, which I highly recommend. You don't ever burn a bean. That's what I use in my trailer. Instapot is what I use. So I'll do.
That's what I have.
Perfect. So I'll do 30 minutes with the beans. We'll go over all of that here in a second. And I did bring season and everything for that.
You want to bring the Instapot over here? And
Yeah.
it'll be easier. Yeah.
Just set this aside.
Some foil or anything?
What's that?
You want some foil or anything?
Nope.
Shout out to Alicia Mio who says hi.
Hey, Alicia.
And
Dance mom.
Hope Coda says good bark, Texas bark, good juice.
It's all about and it's a straight up Texas barbecue right there. It's got a good smoke ring. It's not anything crazy. I've seen some crazy smoke rings. But that's a 12-hour cook. I'm sorry, 13-hour cook. And so it comes out perfect every time. But anyways, so we're gonna do some beans, some good old pinto beans. I have 1.5 pounds of just regular dry beans. Already washed. Kind of want to wash them sometimes, because sometimes beans got little dirt clods in there. Already been washed. So what I'll do on the Instapot, it's got levels right here on the inside. 2 pounds of beans. I'll fill the water up to here. 3 pounds of beans. I'll fill the water up to the highest line. I'll cook it for 30 minutes. And then when I put it in there, I'll put the seasoning in and cook it for 30 minutes. Once it's done, I'll check the water level, because you don't want it, these will absorb the water really fast. If you have to add more, cool. If not, don't worry about it. Put it on for an extra 10 minutes. After that, beans are done. Trust me, I used to do that in competition, and I won with beans. And you win a lot of money with beans. It's kind of crazy. So the seasoning I'm using is regular pinto bean seasoning mixed with some other stuff, and like Julio's seasoning, and actually some McCormick too.
Julio's is local, right? San Antonio?
It is. It's in San Antonio, and we hope to maybe this reaches out to them, because we're looking for sponsors, anywhere from knives, seasonings, and that's one thing that we want to do is if you have absolutely beer and alcohol. So what we're looking for in the show, if you have a good seasoning, or you have a beer that you like and you want to get on shelves, and we will cook with it.
Drink it?
Doesn't matter what. It can be brisket, chicken, ribs, beef ribs, spare ribs, you name it. Whatever you think your season is good on, we'll do it. We'll try it out. And we'll let you know if we're going to use it for a show. What do you think? A show a week, maybe 2?
Yeah.
So
Either
we're gonna
a show or 2 a week, depending on our schedule.
Yeah. So 1 or 2 shows a week. And another thing is beer. Good barbecue and good beer go hand in hand. So we're looking for beer or even alcohol. If you want to send us some samples and whatnot, and if it's good, we'll sit here and advertise it for you. We'll put your little can here and whatever we need to do, or bottle and advertise it. Hopefully the show takes off, and hopefully we'll be able to promote, good quality stuff, ingredients and beer and alcohol.
And what happens if we don't like it?
If we don't like it, we'll just simply email you and say, hey, listen, it wasn't, we're not gonna bash you. We're not gonna put it on here and say, oh, this is the worst ever. We're not gonna do that. Everybody works hard at what they do. Everybody has a different palate, but we will never bash anybody for what they do. Because I know it's hard work what you do. It could be simple, or it can be, just something you throw together you wanna produce. But yeah, we'll simply, if we don't like it, we'll simply email you and say, hey, thanks for, sending us a sample, or we're just not going to use it. Just don't get your feelings hurt. We don't have participation trophies. But anyways, so we'll fill up this the beans with water.
McMeherson is recommending Sailor Jerry's.
I love Sailor Jerry's. I know Meherson has had Sailor Jerry's, and it was fun times.
Sailor Jerry's is what?
Rum.
Rum.
Spiced rum.
My favorite drink. Not I went outside and all these.
Move more.
You need to make a picture when you're speaking.
Sounds like the voice from beyond.
It was all filtered water.
Good clean.
That's the triple filtered water.
So basically,
Just real quick.
that's all it is. First line, a little over 2 pounds, and then add your seasoning. Other than that, put it in a pressure cooker. Trust me, this house is gonna smell delicious here shortly. Let's see. Love these things. So Instapot, if you ever see us cooking, we're using your stuff. Our emails on the Facebook page. All right, let's see. Where's this?
You guys want to talk about how you met?
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of told them stuff about myself. How about you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Little me. My name is Joe. I'm doing a lot of the production, all the things that are on the internets. Getting all this set up and getting it squared away. My first time doing it, so hopefully in the future I'll be much better. I'm a veteran and a dad. We met doing dance stuff. So our kids both do dance. And he told me he made brisket and barbecue, and it was love at first sight. So,
Bro love.
bro love. Yeah, bro love.
Dance dad club.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. Rock. So yeah, so Joe, tell them where you grew up.
Oh, I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. 201. What's up, yer? And yeah, I've been all over the world in the Navy. Got to see a lot of cool things. Got to see a lot of bad things. I've experienced a lot of things. Got to meet a lot of good people. A lot of people that my brothers to this day. Some of them are on the chats right now. Shout out to them. And yeah, it's moved down to Texas about 7 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love it here. It's
Best decision of his life.
best decision moving to Texas. It's nothing but good things, good food, good people.
Hospitality. There's a lot of hospitality in Texas.
Nice people. Like growing up in Jersey City, New York area, I didn't even know my neighbors. You don't talk to people. You look down. You got to move fast. Don't be in anybody's way because they'll step on you. And that's the way it is out there. So down here is way slower. People give you the shirt off their back. My first 2 months here, I bought a shed and I couldn't fit it in my vehicle. And somebody put the shed in the back of their truck, drove an hour and a half out of their way to drop it off at my house. I offered them some whatever money, anything, and they were like, no, this is just welcome to Texas. And then drove back to another hour and a half back home. That's the Texas hospitality. I've never seen it in my life. So God bless Texas.
God bless Texas. So, how we got the name 1836 Barbecue, or Booze and Barbecue. So my business name is 1836 Barbecue. Want to start a restaurant, barbecue business. We ended up getting a food trailer. Trying to think of names. couldn't think of a better name. March 2nd, 1836, Texas independent year. So I took 1836 and ran with it. I actually Googled it to make sure there wasn't any other barbecue places, and there's not. So I got lucky. If any of y'all have ever tried my barbecue, it's pretty legit.
Very legit.
But, still, every weekend I'm still learning. Just when I think I got it perfect, there's something else I do. It's like, oh, that's even better. I put a lot of pride in my barbecue. I don't half-ass it. Because if I did, I wouldn't be in business. And I keep it consistent. That's my biggest goal was to stay consistent with my barbecue. And because word of mouth advertising, well, it can kill you if you have a bad business. So told Joe, we got together, let's use 1836 booze and barbecue. Can't go wrong with that. So we hopefully we'll have merch and all that good stuff coming.
And we got a bunch of stuff on the site. A lot of merch that is already existing on there. So if you go to the description, it should be on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. There should be a little description bar with a link to a Streamlabs link that has our merch on there. It has a place if you really enjoy this. You want to drop us a tip, much appreciated. Yeah, a lot of that's on there. And Nick Nitro says, "Yo, how are you doing?"
Drew Dunbar says, "Damn, Martha Stewart looking like hell lately."
Whatever, dude.
and he also said, "Get to rubbing the meat."
Yeah. Thanks, Drew.
Totally missed it.
But and kind of go back to the 1836. It's kind of weird how it all came out, but my cousin sends me a link, and apparently our great-grandfather, 4 generations back, settled in Texas in 1830. Had no clue. So, which is awesome. It's kind of Texas heritage from way back. So, yeah, and they've tuned in, Kellers. Appreciate y'all. And but hopefully everybody enjoys the show, and I know everybody's gonna be eating good around here shortly.
Didn't he sign some documentation? Didn't he sign something for?
Oh yeah, he was. From what I researched, he was part of the Declaration of Independence. They originally wrote up in a gin house in July 17th, 1835. So he was. Whether I'm not sure if he signed on it or what, but I know he was participated in it. So, which is cool. And if you look at Matagorda Bay fishing, kind of about 12:30, 1 o'clock, it's Keller Bay. So Keller Bay was my mom's maiden name and my mom's side, all that area there. So I actually got a little history on him. He was on his way to visit Mrs. King Ranch, and was murdered by a man. Well, they thought it was Indians, but he got along with Indians and had them on his land, and they all coexisted with each other. Come to find out, some man on his deathbed in California murdered him because he had what he thought was a bunch of money and gold, because he knew he was going to go visit Mrs. King. So, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that's how far back we go with Texas.
Texas born and bred.
Oh yeah. And then my dad's side all came from coal mines of Virginia, pretty much. So yeah.
Are you ready for me?
Yeah. So next is the cornbread and the guacamole.
Cornbread and guacamole.
Coming hot. So I like to make my cornbread in a cast iron skillet. Don't tell my Northeastern friends. And I am going to put about 2 tablespoons of butter into the skillet, and then just let it brown for a little bit in the oven here. And then I'll grab my bowl. And I'm going to show you guys how to measure flour, because a lot of people measure flour incorrectly and end up with super nasty, dry cornbread, or just baking in general. Baking's a science, and it's a pain in the butt. And if you do it incorrectly, it's easy to screw it up.
introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry. I'm Chrissy. I'm Joe's wife, and I am the baker for 1836 BBQ. Everybody go run now. Go get banana pudding before it sells out.
It's good stuff.
And he hates bananas.
I tried to go around it, but the rest of it's really good. Yeah.
It's literally the best banana pudding ever.
Well, thank you.
Everybody, we have it in our trailer at 1836 BBQ, and we sell it. Whether we sell out or the boys eat it too fast. So it's one or the other, but usually when people come in, they're like, hey, we want the banana pudding. It's super good.
Do what I can.
Oh, the pecan pies? No, they never.
Oh, yeah, we tried pecan pies.
Yeah, I ate them.
They didn't make them to sale. Chris just ate them.
Yeah.
So I have a cup of cornmeal here, right into the bowl. Cup of sugar. Oh, all that sugar in there. My hands are clean. Don't at me. And then flour. So I'm going to show you how I measure my flour. I do this for all of my cakes and everything. I have a measuring cup and a spoon.
Cakes are delicious.
Thank you.
I mean, delicious.
Oh, my page is at Chrissy's Confections on Facebook, and you guys can follow me there. I post lots of stuff. Come eat it. Support my kids. I'm just a poor gas mom.
These kids cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
These damn kids are expensive.
But it's worth every penny.
It is worth every
Our
penny.
girls are really good at dance, and we enjoy every minute of it.
And we're blessed that they're best friends, and you guys are family, it's. So I just take a spoon, I fill up my cup with flour, and then I just shave right off the top. The last thing you want to do is dig your whole cup in there. It's just going to make your life hell. It's going to be too much flour, and you actually end up wasting flour doing all that. So I have a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, a cup of cornmeal.
And you never want to compact it.
Yes, never compact. It gets too much.
It gets too dense, and you again put too much flour in.
Mm-hmm. And then I have a teaspoon of salt and two tablespoons of baking powder. And then I'm just gonna whisk this really fast. And while I'm whisking, I'm gonna melt 6 tablespoons of butter. I like to melt it in a Pyrex, any measuring cup. Just makes it easier to pour. So you want to mix all of your dry ingredients together. And then you're going to make a well. So a well is a nice little hole in the middle of your dry ingredients. Oh, sorry. Nice little hole in the middle of your dry ingredients for your wet ingredients to sit. It just helps everything to mix better. And I have 3 eggs whisked. And you want your eggs to be at room temperature. It just helps the cakes to be fluffier. Same thing with cakes, same thing. Don't judge me. I was dehydrated. I need a beer though. And then I have a tablespoon of just vegetable oil. And then let me grab my butter really quick. So 6 tablespoons of butter. That nice little pool it starts. And then a cup of whole milk. And 2 tablespoons of sour cream. This, thank you, sir. This is my secret ingredient that I'm now sharing with the rest of the country. I put sour cream in everything I make because it keeps it moist. Even though I don't care for that word, it just brings it to another level. You want to mix this all together. This is so simple. You can make this on a weeknight. You can make it for a barbecue and really impress everybody. And the best part, it's just as easy as those nasty box mixes, just minus all the nastiness.
The critters.
And the critters.
Can come in the box.
Yes. So I am a non-professional baker, kids. Don't yell at me, don't tell me I did things wrong. I just learned one day to do this on my own and just kind of started experimenting, and I fell in love with it. It's my...
I don't think anybody's ever said that they did not enjoy anything that you did.
My mental relax. Well, there was that one wedding cake that I hated it.
Oh, the octagon cake?
I got a request for it. It was a octagon cake. Never again, guys. Never again.
So let them know where you grew up.
I too grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. I actually was best friends and locker buddies with Mr. Morales over here. We were friends for a really long time, and I don't know, we liked each other, we just never said anything. I went off to college, he went off to the Navy, and we had our best friend George on AOL Instant Messenger, okay? AIM, back in the day. And Joe happened to be at George's house and said, "You'll never guess who's sitting next to me," and we were inseparable ever since. Joe and I chatted for, I think, probably 6 hours that night, and
wow,
yeah.
That's short.
So yeah, I followed him around the world and watched him pursue his dreams, and I loved every second of it.
Awesome.
All right.
Ma'am Henderson says, I thought it was pretty agreed upon that Chrissy's way is the only right way. I'm pretty sure
Daniel,
that's
I love you. All right, so I've got this good mixed up. Look how beautiful that is. Now here comes the best part. I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to get my fiery Inferno glove. I'm going to put this over here real fast. Okay, you're definitely going to want to use a pot holder because your skillet is on fire, but this is gorgeous brown butter. You can't really see it's brown, but it's browning in there.
Can't go wrong with a skillet, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can, but
And then you
it's
just
always fun.
pour your cornbread right in there. Out of there. And I'm gonna definitely need a second pot holder for this bad boy to go back into the oven. And then this just goes back into your oven for 30 minutes, and your top is gonna be crispy, golden, sweet, caramelized.
Sounds awesome.
30 minutes, easy peasy.
nice.
30 minutes at 350. Sorry, thank you. And then next I have my famous guacamole. My sister-in-law is Mexican, and she says that this is the best guacamole she has ever had. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna tip my hat, and I'm gonna own that
From
moment.
a Jersey girl.
And again, I'm giving you all a secret ingredient, so you're pretty lucky here today. Let's see.
You want to show the ingredients? I guess you don't.
Yes, thank you. Okay. I have a lovely sous chef, my Vanna White. Oh, see, Martha Stewart, you're Vanna White now.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so we have 6 avocados. I'm doing 6. I usually do 4 when it's just a smaller group of us, but there's 8 of us eating today. And then I have a quarter of a red onion, diced finely. And then I have about 4 Roma tomatoes diced. I also de-seed them. It helps from turning your guacamole all mushy and nasty. And then I have 1 really big jalapeno diced finely. just for Chris's wife, Jalissa, because she likes it spicy.
Yeah.
And then I have lime, and I'm gonna grab my secret ingredient. I know everyone's gonna be like, what the hell is she putting in her guacamole? This is for all my Greek friends, kids.
The Greek friends.
All of my Greek friends. Feta cheese. Feta cheese. So I like the whole chunk feta. It comes in a block, and I just chopped it up for you guys. And you're literally just gonna dump everything in here.
So Tina's watching.
Feta. Got our red onion. I'm gonna grab a spatula.
Shout out to Tina Sobotic and Eric Sobotic for joining us.
What's up? We'll see you tomorrow.
Tomatoes. Got jalapeno going. Would you be so kind, sous chef, as to deep hit my avocados?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Can you drink your beer, please?
Yes, her brother invites her from another mister.
Dribbled. Ladylike.
Wonderful.
Don't kill me. I see you over there.
We're gonna have some avocado cheese.
All right.
Is that what we're keeping them?
We tried that once. We'll never do that again. Yes, please.
No avocado cheese.
Yes. And then I just take a lime and I rolled it on the counter just to make sure it's good and juicy.
You want to chop it up too?
No, that's okay. And you just throw it all in there. Look how beautiful my sous chef is.
Wait. So we're gonna be straight up. This isn't some high class cooking show. We're gonna be straight up with you. I'm sure there's gonna be cuss words, but we're gonna be real, and we're not gonna be fake. But yeah, we'll probably talk shit to each other and stuff like that, and just have fun. Really,
Not what family does.
that's my wife that sits over there to listen. And she's probably giving me the finger right now. So, anyways.
The secret finger.
The secret
The secret
finger.
finger.
And
Saying
then
I'm number one.
I just take some sea salt, sprinkle it on there to taste. You can add as much or as little as you like. Obviously, your chips have salt on them. You don't want to kill everybody. Sodium will destroy your life. Yay, sodium.
Sodium rocks.
You can also take this guacamole and you can put it on burgers. You can put it on eggs, have it for breakfast, on some toast. I mean, what wouldn't you want guacamole on is the question.
Brisket.
I don't know.
I don't know. Might as well
We could try
it. Yeah, might be damn good. Start something new.
Guacamole brisket?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, you put it on a burger, so why not? Copyright. We can trademark that.
The avocado brisket is ours. Nobody take it.
That's awesome.
The Instapots have let me out.
Mm-hmm. I smell it.
Smells great.
Yeah.
It does smell so good.
I'm gonna grab this one.
So just in case, I'm not sure if everybody knows how to attack an avocado. A lot of people are intimidated. It's really not that bad. You just slice it in half, pop the pit out, and then you can use a spoon. Or I know some people that actually get in there and peel them with a knife. God bless them. My knife skills are not that good, and I'd end up with stitches every time. So that's why I use the baby spoon route.
And show them how much is left over in
Okay,
there.
yes, there is quite a few people who are like, oh my gosh, you leave so much avocado.
No, you don't. You really
No,
don't.
I don't. It's really not. I promise. Also, I don't know where the camera is.
Here.
Okay. So I'm probably showing us the wrong one.
We need a light. The light goes on.
Oh yeah, the red blinking lights. Like, look here.
Yeah.
I was nervous about jumping on here because I'm the person that does the sweet transitions. Thanks, Daniel.
So much better than me. Everybody can obviously see the transitions have degraded so much. The camera died because I left it on the same transition forever. Yeah, not the best.
So how many followers we got?
Right now we have, it's shifting between 13 and 17 viewers. So shout out to everybody sticking with us. If you have any questions, ask them. If you have anything that you want to say, let us know. We'll shout you out. This is interactive. You don't have to just watch it. We're all live, so if you have any questions, ask the questions. If you want to know why we use certain ingredients, ask the question.
Okay, so very untraditional. You can use a potato masher, or you can use this handy dandy little device, which is a meat masher. And you literally just get in there and get out all of your aggression.
Grind it.
And it's so good. I like my guacamole chunky. It just lets you know it's fresh. You have those really weird little refrigerated guacamoles that taste disgusting.
They're so smooth. It's weird. It's weird to have super smooth guac.
My favorite is when you go to an unnamed sandwich chain restaurant and they offer you guacamole and it tastes like fish.
Oh.
I don't think avocados are supposed to taste like fish. That's just a guess, though.
Daniel says never underestimate the value of a good meat masher.
You can use this thing for any massages for your significant other, anything that you really just need to get in there and tenderize.
You know a lot about mashing meat.
Oh,
That's funny.
We took it to an uncomfortable level.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Joe and Chrissy too for letting us do this in their house.
No, now everybody's gonna know where we live and they're gonna come rob us for all of our jewels.
Our poor Mona
I think they're
Lisa.
going to take the food because now they're hungry.
Robbed.
Our one and only copy of the Mona Lisa.
They're like, we know where the good food is. We're just going to come show up.
And secret tip for everybody, when you are storing your guacamole,
Yeah.
I'll actually,
Keep it turning.
you want to make sure you keep it, I'm just going to keep banging the shit out of that. You can scrape that off for me, and then I'll grab a bowl. Everyone's always wondering how my guacamole doesn't turn that nasty brown color. The secret is taking cling wrap, saran wrap, who's ever wrap. Do you want to taste it first before? Somebody get this man a chip.
Yeah.
Oh, chip.
If they're not all hidden
They've been.
by our live studio audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it.
How does it taste?
I want to taste it now.
It's awesome. It's really good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Do I need more salt?
Mm.
Be honest with you boys.
Oh, no, it's really good.
Because the salt on the chip with that gives a perfect
Awesome.
taste to it. You need it?
So there you go. No, that's all.
Oh, yeah, it's
now
really
you
good.
can give Jalissa a massage. So I take my guacamole, put it in a bowl. Obviously. I mean, I guess you can put it anywhere you want. And then I just press it down. And then I take a really big piece of cling wrap. Thank you. Yeah, fancy one. Don't be jealous.
Wow, it's almost richer in there. You got a cutter on this thing. Every time I pull it off, it all sticks
I'm
together.
bougie. And so you take your cling wrap and you push it right down on top of your guacamole.
So it seals it.
So it
Keeps the
seals
air.
it. It prevents the, everybody say it with me, oxidization.
Oxidization. That's a big word.
You're welcome. There's your SAT word for the day, kids.
Awesome.
All right, that's it. Guacamole, all finished. I don't know where I'm going. I'm going everywhere. Press it down like that, and that'll stay really nice for your parties. If you have it out for a party for a little bit, you can always squirt some lime juice on there. That'll also get rid of the oxidization. And then you can just put the cling wrap back on top like this and stick it back in the fridge until you're ready to use it later. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Awesome.
Enjoy. We have about 18 minutes left on the...
So we've got about 18 minutes left on the cornbread, and then about 36 minutes left on the beans.
Anybody have any questions or anything?
Any questions? I know this it looks like we're losing some viewers, but that's okay.
No, it's not.
So we're also going to have like short clips, right, on Instagram and Facebook and whatnot.
Yes.
So we won't have these long shows like this unless you want to hang around and, you know, I mean, Saturday, not doing anything, sit down at the computer, drink, watch us cook. Our goal is to obviously be famous one day. It'd be awesome. But to actually have a full-blown studio and, you know, then the makeup and stuff comes out, you know. Since I'm Martha Stewart, thanks, Drew, you know. But
Well, at 1836 brick and mortar.
that would be awesome, too. For sure. Actually, that's the biggest goal. Well, I know, let's see who's why. I'm not too sure who's still watching, but I know if you're my customer watching right now, you're probably thinking, when is that going to happen? I don't know. To be honest with you, it's not cheap. Problem is, it's not cheap. Brick and mortar,
Especially not New Braunfels.
and and so far, you know, we got the trailer and we got places to sit. And we're working on things. We just baby steps.
Cynthia Hewitt Pfluger says that you are famous in her eyes already.
Thanks. Yeah.
I think Matt McMackerson is also offering a name for your brick and mortar, the Meat Pit.
The
Meat pit. Nice. A lot of meat.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think we got that established already for the name, but we could also barbecue pits. We can name the barbecue pit, so we'll definitely keep that in mind.
Clay Pfluger would also like to have you guys show how you make the Habanero Hot Sauce.
Well, I know Clay. He's like one of our biggest customers. So, anyways, we have a salsa that we also sell through 1836. Named it after my daughter, and you can look her up on Facebook. It's Obelisk Salsa. Had this recipe for years, and I mean 20 plus years.
So
When I was doing competition, they started submitting it. I started winning with it. Submitted it to the New Braunfels Fairgrounds they do like arts and craft and pies and sauces and beers and all kinds of different stuff, and submitted it and won. Not only I won, but I also won overall. So I was like, hey, I got something here. So I posted on Facebook for Christmas, and about 2 weeks straight, go to work, come home, make salsa. Go home, and I mean, it was constant. So we figured we had a pretty good thing, and
so good. It's so good.
so we started selling it in the trailer. So we have a mild, we have a hot, we have a habanero, we have a apricot, which is a sweet salsa, which a lot of people are like, what?
So
It's
good.
Until you try it, it's one of our best sellers.
Yeah.
And now we've also introduced a spicy apricot, so it's kind of more of a make your nose run and eyes water a little bit.
Sweet and spicy. I like that.
Yeah. So with football coming up, great dish, cream cheese, put the Obelisk apricot over the top of it, and I promise you, it'll be gone. And usually when people show up, we always tell them, say, hey, listen, you might want to buy two, and they ask why, because either the husband or the wife is going to eat it all, and one's going to be pissed off at the other one for not saving any, because once you start eating it, it can't stop. It's addicting. Simple ingredients, you know, no cocaine and stuff like that. But, you know.
But it feels,
Sorry to
it feels like
disappoint.
that. It feels like it.
Yeah.
I had one for my birthday.
Yeah.
I got an apricot one, and it was a fight in the house because it was for me. It's my present, and somehow I had to share with everybody else, and that thing was gone like so fast.
Because
So
what's
fast.
yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
True.
That's a whole lot easier to ask for forgiveness.
Clay is also saying he would love to see you add mango or raspberry.
Ooh, mango would be really good.
It'd be possible. I've also thought about other ones like strawberry. Mango is a good one.
Peach, now that it's peach season.
Peach, I mean, that's
Go to Fredericksburg.
Ooh.
Fredericksburg wine trip.
So yeah, there's a lot of options.
Mem Emerson was saying he was referring to the studio about the meat pit. Sorry.
Oh,
studio. That'd be cool.
yeah.
Hey, we
I like
could
it.
brick and mortar. We could do it, the studio, the meat pit, and have like where we sit down to do stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we for sure.
Hey, the meat pit.
My favorite outside is the meat pit.
I like it.
And Aunt Rosalind says you look good, Joseph.
Oh.
Shout out Aunt Rosalind.
Aww.
It's awesome. We really do appreciate everybody tuning in and watching us. We've had little hiccups here and there, but that's what do you expect? I mean, eventually, as we go along, we'll have better content and stuff like that. But I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is there anything that you guys would like to see from them? I mean, I bet if somebody donated $20, Chris would do the whole show with his shirt off.
No.
I triple dog
Oh,
dare
there we go. $20. Put a couple extra zeros behind it.
you. All right. Maybe.
$20 is $20.
Yeah.
Donate $20 to me.
So eventually.
Costumes I gotta pay for.
So Dan, love the atmosphere. It's funny because I really wasn't nervous about doing this when we said we're going live and whatnot. Now we're also going to have on Instagram, eventually on Instagram. So we got on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook
And TikTok.
And we'll condense shorter versions and stuff like that. So you just want to kind of see some quick stuff, Instagram and I'm sorry, not Instagram yet, but like
for YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. For YouTube and Facebook specifically, we're gonna have shorter, condensed version of these episodes. So it's gonna be more strictly how to do these meals, how to cook it. It's gonna be more condensed and aiming for 15, 20-minute videos on how to do it. So for today, we're gonna probably condense this to multiple episodes of one episode doing brisket, one episode doing guacamole, one episode doing cornbread. So you can view all this in a condensed format, so you don't have to watch the whole episode. But we'll also have the full length of this stream posted onto both YouTube and Twitch, or actually YouTube and Facebook.
there's a lot of stuff we could do. We'll get there eventually. It'd be awesome to do this as a full-time job as well. That's our goal too. Do this 2 or 3 times a week, different meals. It's not going to just be brisket and guacamole and beans. It'll be other things too, spare ribs or beef ribs.
We can do some
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
Korean barbecue.
That too.
I have a sous vide that I love my sous vide. I do a lot of different sous vide meals. We can show you how to do sous vide and how to do it correctly and make it taste really good. A lot of international dishes that you don't see around here. So.
Yeah, I mean you'll probably bring Jersey flavor.
Maybe not Jersey flavor, but definitely I could bring in some Puerto Rican flavor. I'm Puerto Rican. My family's been there since Puerto Rico's been Puerto Rico. Back before the 1700s. I'm first generation American, and my family's been doing Puerto Rican style barbecue for years. So if you ever go to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, you ever see a little outside barbecue spot? That's my Uncle Pochi, and my dad works there every once in a while, so they shout out to them.
What's the name?
What was that?
What's the name of it?
Like Pochi's.
Pochi's barbecue, stuff like that.
Shout out.
Shout out to Pochi.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we're kind of gonna give you kind of a little bit of everything in this show. Hopefully everybody enjoys today's show and tune in for the next week's. And we'll just keep running as long as people keep watching.
Cynthia Hewitt Pfluger, man, she is the best. She said, y'all rock. Thank you for meal planning me.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being the El Numero Uno customer.
Matt Meherson is really excited. He said he would watch for the brisket, guac, and beans, but he's excited about the other stuff too.
Awesome.
Daniel does love to eat.
Yeah, Daniel can eat. I mean, he almost ate us out of house and home when he stayed with us.
I blew his mind though with those washed grapes stored in the fridge.
Yeah,
he still talks about that to this day.
Yeah,
that's funny.
When we were stationed in Washington State, Daniel stayed with us for a couple months, and blew his mind on a lot of things. Good roommate.
Yes.
That's my brother right there. He loves, and somehow he still stays super skinny fit. He eat a truckload of food, and he can compete with me in eating, and I eat a lot of food, but I have a body of somebody that eats a lot of food.
He said it is true. And shout out to Miss Daniela. I saw you jump on there. She liked the stream. Daniela Heyman. She is one of the girls dance teachers at Illusion Dance Center. Awesome. So thank you, Miss Daniela.
Hey, keep doing a good job. Great teacher.
Does she still teach
dance moms?
Dance dads.
And she's teaching us our.
Shout out to Daniela.
Oh, look, Miss Daniela, they're practicing.
Our dads dance.
We got this. Hey,
oh,
so here's our girls. Come here.
Here are the dance girls.
Sam, come over here.
Obelisk Salsa, right here.
Sam.
Sammy.
Ovelia.
Hi.
Sammy.
So look at these girls. No relation whatsoever can pass as sisters. Absolutely. But their dance team is awesome. And I ain't gonna lie, every time I see them up on the dancing on stage, I kind of have to put my glasses on.
Tear up a little bit, you know?
So, no, I love every minute of it, every second of it. Well, it's really awesome to see these girls do what they do, and they are really good, especially when they're placing in the top 10 in competitions they're going against girls that are itty bitty to high school.
Oh, yeah.
So
their last competition, they placed 8th overall.
It was 8th overall for their acro piece in the competition, and
I was competing against overalls and girls, 18-year-olds, professional competition dancers. They just moved into that bracket of competing at 10, 11 years old, competing against the 18, plus girls, and they placed 8th overall, beating the older girls that actually dance in their same studio. Sammy's been competing for
5 years.
5 years now.
7.
No, you were at the studio for 7.
Yeah, competing 5 years competitively. They as a junior team they ranked number 1 in the nation. Now they're moving up to the older girls bracket, and these girls are really good, and a lot of my money goes to that.
yeah, for sure. But
Support the girls.
yeah. So
support the girls, help the girls.
We'll make a lot of salsa for you.
So So the salsa and whatnot, maybe we can work something up where a portion of it goes to the dance team, because we do have nationals in July.
Yes, we are going to Galveston.
And hopefully we do a Galveston episode where we can do.
Yeah.
I know I'm hoping to do some deep sea fishing, so.
Oh God.
We can.
So we'll probably do a show where we're thinking right now is kind of like a shrimp and crab and something like that. And just do a big old pot of seafood, and so we'll probably work on that and kind of figure out what we want to do, and then
maybe we have Art there and have a paella. Art loves his paellas.
And then we'll probably have Art on the show, and he's a character.
Yeah.
He's awesome guy too. He's one of the dance dads as well. We're gonna kind of throw a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Anything and everything. It's not gonna be just barbecue. It's not gonna be just this and that.
But it's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
All stuff is going to be fantastic. So, keep watching us. You're going to see a lot of really good meals and hopefully you can take that on and duplicate it. And if you can't, ask us the questions. If you see something and you don't really understand what's going on, why we're doing what we're doing, or how to do it, ask the questions so we can stop, go over it. This is a live stream where you can go over the content. You can go over why we're doing what we're doing. It's almost like a master's class almost. If you have questions, just ask us, and we'll stop and do it, because we're here to help you.
And we'll absolutely put, for the cornbread and the guac recipe, I'm happy to put everything up online, share everything, all the steps, keep it nice and easy.
So you'll see it posted on YouTube, Facebook, short content of specifically that, guacamole, the cornbread, and really the brisket too. We can talk, put down a list of what exactly we're using, where we get it from. So you look at the description, you'll see it in the description below. So I'm gonna let you know what's going on.
Yeah, well, every week have the ingredients, how we cook it. I'm not scared to show people any secrets. I don't have any secrets. It's just barbecue, cook it. Just come up with different ideas and whatnot. But I just make sure that, like I said earlier, consistent on what I do, and it's been good so far. And one of the toughest meats for people is brisket, and if you can nail brisket, you pretty much everything will follow. And ask questions. We'll post it. We'll try to get to you as quickly as possible, whether it's live or whatever else
on the streaming services.
Yes. So we'll try to get to you. Just we're just building this now, and eventually it's going to get to the point to where hopefully we have thousands of people viewing us. It would be awesome. And it's going to be a little tougher to get to the questions as we roll, but we'll try to do our best to answer anything that you may ask.
Shout out to Matthew Keller and Stephanie McLaughlin. Both of them just like the post.
Hey, thanks.
Matthew Keller, is that related to you?
Yep, my cousin. He's actually the one that sent me the link about our grandfather. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he said good luck with all of it, because Brian Moore also said hoping to join you on that deep sea fishing trip in Galveston.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is he going to be in town?
We are hoping that he will be done with sub school and will be here.
That'd be awesome. Miss Mariah too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get that
So
submarine unqualified.
His fiance Mariah sitting over our studio audience.
Myra.
My bad.
Myra.
Yeah. So, anyways, she's excited to see him too. So Brian, I'm gonna look forward to meeting you when you come in.
Yeah. It's gonna be an official nub.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we have about 25 seconds left on the cornbread, so I'll get my little pot holder.
So we got about 8 minutes left, and what I'm going to do on the beans is release the pressure. That takes a little bit, 5-10 minutes or so to release the pressure. And I'm going to check the beans, and I'm probably going to put them on for another 10 minutes. So actually, probably total, all in all with the beans, is going to be an hour of cook. Holy moly.
Don't touch that. That's flaming hot.
Yeah. Look, want to put
Yep. Just
no.
Ooh, you almost got punked.
Oh, that looks so good.
Let me switch over to the... There we go. That's the cornbread.
Looks so good.
God. Smell. And I have bad. It's hard for me to smell a lot of things, but I can really smell that.
It's so good.
It smells so good.
Do you want to cut into it and show the
yeah, I can cut
the
into
audience?
Do you do the toothpick test?
No, I know it's done.
That's why we hired her.
It smells good.
It smells done.
Yeah. Looks delicious. Put some butter on it.
Oh yeah.
Really fluffy. just curious how many people out there watching really hungry right now.
Matthew Keller says, good luck with all of that, cuz.
Appreciate you. Thanks, man. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Show the camera.
A little down more?
Look how
Yeah.
fluffy
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
There we go.
Half for you and half for Mr. Morales. Don't burn yourself.
Should we get this on the
Let
camera?
me give some forks.
Chris is
It's
like,
almost like cake.
Nah, forget that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna eat it with my hands.
Got enough calluses on these hands.
Oh, it's not that hot. Ooh,
What camera are we on? This one?
This one.
So, I'm gonna be straight up with you on this. The best freaking cornbread I've ever had in my life.
Yay!
Super, I mean, the texture on it was like perfect all the way through. Fluffy, and this is not your box cornbread right here.
super fluffy, super moist.
Moist, I mean, it's not dry whatsoever.
And the outside is so crispy.
Yeah, and so it's like, oh,
Give it to me.
it's heaven.
That's so good.
Listen, I love y'all, but if you ever use the word moist to describe
Oh my
my stuff
gosh.
again, I'm going to choke you.
Wet. Okay, it's
You can
wet.
use heavenly.
Wettish.
Wettish.
You can use heavenly.
Ooh, that's good. Nice.
It's so good.
We have 3 begging children off to the side. Don't worry, guys. You'll
Oh my
eat in a
gosh.
little bit.
Yeah.
Just,
My bestie Jalissa over here. Every time I make something, she says it's disgusting. That's when I know it's good.
I ain't gonna lie. I know with everything going on,
that is
Man, it's
like
so good.
edible
and everybody works up their
alcohol.
appetite, but seriously, and this will be posted, the ingredients will be posted.
Yep.
So, this is delicious. This is awesome. I mean, a skillet, I've never had it in a skillet neither. I think iron, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really good. Can't get any better than that. And it's got that sweet taste to it. It's not overly sweet, and it's got a good crisp outside and fluffy and heavenly.
Thank you.
So it's really good. So we'll post the ingredients on the YouTube page, and so you see how to do it.
And you can always do butter, little drizzle of honey,
Oh,
some
man.
agave nectar.
You really don't need it. I mean, it's like
You
almost
really don't.
being a barbecue guy, and you have a good barbecue, you don't need barbecue sauce. So you really don't need anything to add to
Playing
this.
with fire.
But it's delicious, very delicious.
So
So,
good.
Maybe you need cornbread for the truck.
Maybe.
yeah. Have to-
And
No, because if I did, then I'll eat it all. That's the problem.
That's always.
So, anyways, yeah, no, it's really good.
I'm like thinking, like, how is it gonna get to customers?
Yeah, that's a problem. I mean,
It's like the pecan pie.
if we ever go brick and mortar, this will definitely be on the menu. Promise you that. Yeah, awesome, really good. So we got about
2 minutes left.
now 2 minutes, but by the time we release the pressure, it's going to take another 12. So we still got about another 12, 22 minutes or so left. 30 minutes, because once we release the pressure again. But thing about the pressure cooker versus a pot on the stove, you will not burn beans in a pressure cooker. People have, their ways. That's fine. There might be other ways where you don't burn. I've always had an issue to where if I was doing beans in competition, which beans is, we'll always burn the bottom part of the beans because it's close to the fire and doesn't get that rotation. And an Instapot or a pressure cooker doesn't necessarily need to be an Instapot. It continuously rolls, so it mixes and doesn't settle on the bottom, which is, and it absorbs the water a lot faster too. And so, yeah, but I promise you, do it at an Instapot. We'll have the ingredients and how to do it on the YouTube page as well. And I promise you, you will probably do it like this for the rest of your life. But
It smells so good. It tastes so good.
so, and we do have this at the trailer too. We only have 3 sides. Actually, I'm sorry, 4 sides at the trailer. So we have the beans, pinto beans, and we have mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese, potato salad, and then the burnt in mac and cheese, which earlier, when you saw the big piece of meat that I cut off the brisket, I'll chop it up and we'll put it in a tray. And if you go to our Instagram and Facebook page, I have pictures on there so you can see exactly what it looks like. And so after I pull the burn ends off, I'll put barbecue sauce and butter on it and let it sit in the hot box overnight. And super tender, it's like candy on mac and cheese. But yeah, check us out on Facebook. It's 1836 capital BBQ. And then Instagram is 1836_BBQ, lowercase BBQ. And you'll see all the pictures and stuff that I post on everything I cook, pretty much. So, but yeah, I mean, we're pretty legit, I would think. Hopefully a lot of viewers will probably, back us up on that as well. And I'm going to release this pressure real quick. This is when it really will smell the house, and people will be starving here shortly.
Yeah.
Ooh. I put some cornbread and put some beans on top of that.
The cornbread?
Yeah. You ever tried that?
No, I haven't.
Me neither. Let's try it. It all smells delicious right now.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Got the brisket over there with the beans and the cornbread. Oh,
So-
be good today.
So usually I'll just kind of stay here and give myself
Little sauna.
yeah.
Just a free facial.
Yeah.
Shout out to Devin Ray Savino. He liked the stream. And poor Brian Morris said, please send some here because they don't know anything about cornbread or barbecue for that matter in Connecticut.
Shout out.
That is a factual statement. I was stationed in Groton where Brian was, or is, and they don't have any barbecue there. It's terrible. But they do have good wings at the bowling alley. Shout out to Bowling Alley Wings on Groton, Connecticut.
That's awesome. And
That's all I have.
eventually we're going to get to the point to where we can ship this, the barbecue, across the country. The only reason why I don't do it right now is because it's expensive to ship. Because we're going to have to do a 2-day ship, 1 to 2 day ship. Anywhere in Texas is not as expensive as anything outside of Texas. It gets pricey. If y'all are willing to pay it, we'll ship it off. So we'll have it in an insulated box with, it's going to be frozen in vacuum sealed bags. So once you receive it, the temp is to still be frozen. And the best way to cook it is get you a good pot, water, get it to a boil, put the packets in there, turn it off, put the packets in there and just let it sit for about 25 minutes. Pull it out and it's just as amazing as when I cut it, pull it off the tin and cut it. So we'll eventually get there. But the only problem I have is the issue is the shipping cost. And shipping is so expensive. But we have a lot of people start asking to ship it across country. We will ship it. Promise you.
Same thing for Chrissy's Cakes. People have asked for it. The only reason why we haven't shipped it is it is difficult to ship across the state. Packaging it, getting dry ice and all that stuff, but we get more customers and more of a demand, then it'll eventually happen.
Yeah, for sure. So they're still continuing, but too bad there wasn't a way to smell this.
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision, yeah. So if there is a such thing, think of us first, because if we could send this out, you can smell it right now. Oh, it's amazing.
We'll just have like scratch and sniff cards.
Huh?
Since they came down.
The girls came downstairs as soon as they smelled it up there.
Yeah, so the girls were upstairs, and as soon as they smelled the beans and everything, they're starving right now, so.
I'm starving right now.
Yeah.
You had a cornbread appetizer and a guacamole chip.
It was so good. I'm so hungry.
So yeah, I think we'll have a pretty good show. I mean, shout out to Joe, man. He's really put a lot of studying in the cameras and the computers, and I'm just here to cook. That's all I said. I told him, I said, I'm not anything, that has anything with the cameras and this and that and this, but I can cook. So I figured, we get together, and he messaged me, and he's like, hey, I got this. I said, oh, he's serious. He's serious. All right, let's do this. Might as well.
Chris said, hey, I want to do this, and I had been wanting to do a stream for a long time. I have a buddy named Dane that is a comedian. He's super funny.
What's his name?
Dane Allington. Shout out Dane Allington. And we wanted to do a thing on video gaming. I play a lot of video games. That kind of fell through. But shout out to Dane. He's starting up his own show on anime and swords. And it's going to be super cool. But yeah, Daniel has his streaming. He's doing a show on politics, on the two different sides of politics, and a conversation about that. Great show. So we're all doing our individual things, and I've already kind of set up to do something. So Chris said it, and I was like, all right, let's go, let's do it. I'm down to start doing something. And Chris really he put the effort and say, I really want to do it, and that's all it takes, really.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to do this a long time too, but I didn't realize all this technical stuff that went behind it. I'd have just been me and my phone. But anyways, so hopefully we're a good combo, a good match on this show. So hopefully, sky's the limit, and hopefully we'll hit it. Good. But yeah, it's let's see. So the beans are probably almost done. So first boil. So what I do now is, careful, because when you take the top off, it's hot. You don't want to drip any water on it because it will burn you. Just take a spoon and kind of mix it up a little bit, because some of the ingredients kind of get up on the sides.
Let me see real quick.
But I think everything looks pretty good. It's still coming along. So that's why I do another 10 minutes, because it's they're not done yet. So another 10 minutes, kind of give it a scoop. So before I scooped it off, you get a line of seasoning that kind of goes around the top. So I just kind of get that off. And then put the top back on. So when you put the top back on, you're still going to have steam come up. And just seal it back off. And put it on for
So good.
another 10 minutes. So actually 10 minutes will probably be about another 20 minutes. Because you got to build up pressure again, and then you got to release the pressure. You kind of want to start with the beans first, because they take so long, and then let everything else kind of follow. Besides the brisket, you got to start that the day before. But yeah, that's our show, and like I said, hopefully everybody enjoys it. Become like Martha Stewart,
But better looking.
Better looking. So,
less pork time, less jail time.
Yeah.
Cynthia Hewitt-Fluer is so sweet. She said, shout out to the wives behind the scenes. Thank you, Cynthia. And Jalissa has been fantastic. She's been our beer runner.
Yeah. She's been getting our beer.
You can't see her galloping behind the scenes.
I'll say hi.
Yeah, we
Where are we?
There you go. There's Jalissa.
Yeah, no makeup. This is raw.
Wouldn't happen any other way.
Au naturel.
Yeah, El Natural. So yeah, but that's our show. I mean, we're going to continue. How much more do we got?
So how much longer do we have on the beans? So it's just the beans right now?
So the beans, yeah, we got about another 20, 25 minutes on the beans.
So Cynthia says, hi, honey.
Hola.
That's me.
Probably to Jalissa.
Oh.
She's like, hey girl, hey.
The kids are dying. Should we get them to start eating, and then we can always?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can start.
yeah. So let me get a brisket.
Yeah, so let's show people how to cut brisket.
Oh yes.
That's an important one. A lot of people have questions. At my job, a lot of my friends had asked questions about how to cut brisket. Surprisingly, but it is a difficult thing. Like I had done one day in Chris's truck, and my back was screaming. You know, I sit all day working on computers, and I have not done manual labor in a long time, and cutting brisket is hard work. And cutting brisket correctly is a skill for sure. And Chris is a master at cutting brisket. Like I didn't think it was that difficult, and then doing it and then watching Chris do it, it's like two totally different levels. So we're gonna go over that.
The reason the cuts on the brisket. So I should have showed y'all this earlier.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Oh.
So the brisket sits like this. So you have the lean and then the moist and the marbled side on the other side. There's different grains of meat, and it changes right in the middle. And so from the point you want to cut this way, but once you get in the middle, you turn it. So the grains change. Usually I cut this off and we kind of use it as burn ends. And then we'll also cut this part off and cut it as burn ends and work our way down and cut it this way. And you know what? Let me go ahead and cut these. You'll see the difference between the two. So you'll see a lot of the fat that goes through. And then this was what we cut earlier. So this is more of the lean, which doesn't have as much fat. You see that all right? Yep. So you see how the fat and the texture of the meat versus more of the lean that goes through here. But yeah, and so brisket, smaller side, bigger side. Smaller side you cut this way, you turn it, cut it. And that's how you cook or cut a brisket. And I've seen some butcher jobs, and actually, I'm gonna call you out or anything, but I didn't really show Joe how to properly cut a brisket at first, and had to show him, say, hey, you're kind of cutting the wrong way. It's all right. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yep.
And so that's what we're here to teach, teach you different stuff and go from there. But, I've seen in competitions that some of the stuff they turn in is just unbelievably terrible. They cut it wrong. Even my wife was a judge at one time, and she said she'll never do it again. So, but yeah, brisket's and it's funny because brisket was actually just a trash meat at one time. They make burgers out of it, or just get rid of it, or do whatever with it, sausage or whatever. Now, people have learned to perfect it, and I wouldn't say perfect. Learn how to cook it right. Franklin's a master at it. Snows, and I believe Miss Tootsie. But anyways,
What's Franklin's relationship to blacks?
nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
So yeah, there's a little bit of family stuff between me and blacks. Nothing close or nothing like that. But I'm not going to talk bad about anybody because it's hard work when it comes to barbecue. Whether you're sitting there, for a lot of people do different types of cooking with the brisket. They'll do a hot and fast, get the internal temp, raise your temperature up to 400 plus, wrap it up. But I used to do that here and there, but you just don't get that texture that I like. And so I like low and slow. Low and slow, I think, is the best way. Because the meat just kind of slowly, dissolves and keeps that moisture inside. Don't cook it high because you'll lose that moisture. You'll end up drying the meat out. Then you have jerky brisket. But I always keep it low, usually 200, 225 after I wrap it, and that's for another 8 to 10 hours, really. But yeah, it's
Your homeboy's on the hunt for scraps over here.
Scrappy. Hey, go for it.
Uh-oh.
That's what it's here for.
Here comes Felisa.
What you want?
Guac.
Of course.
Oh, our official taste tester.
Yeah.
Is it disgusting?
Oh, it's disgusting.
Aw,
my
thanks, Jalissa.
That's amazing.
So in other words, it rocks.
Jalissa knows how to fill my
Oh
love
my
tank.
gosh, that's good.
It is good.
Who would have thought feta cheese?
I don't know. Not me.
It works.
Yeah. So let's see. We got about 4 minutes before we release the pressure. And
4 minutes.
yeah, everybody's griping, like giving me the
Thank I.
F up eyes.
We're so hungry.
So,
It's like you think it's a good idea smelling it until you're tortured.
Yeah.
And you can smell
Yeah,
it, but you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
eat
yeah.
it unless your name is Joseph, and then you're picking scraps.
Scraps. Just
so
whatever I could find.
what I'll just go ahead and do now is go ahead and cut the brisket up, and so when it's ready, everybody's ready to eat.
Let me get some good zooms in on this.
Oh, let me get some good pickups on those scraps.
Here comes Scrappy number 2 in for the clutch.
All right. So
Let me see what I can get.
So like I said, on this part, the end part, I'll just put it right down the middle, put it down. And that's how, you get your burn ends.
Man, oh man.
So good.
And then here's all the lean, which, just take it on down. Eventually we'll get, I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, you cut them with that knife. Well, that's all we have at the time.
Sorry guys, I'm not a professional chef.
Don't hit on my knives. I'm poor.
So yeah, we'll get, so what I do, like if we're catering or something, I'll cut this.
The brisket's going as fast as you're cutting it.
I know. Should have cooked an 18-pounder.
You're putting it in that tray and it's leaving.
And then what I'll do is just cut it right down the middle.
So good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how I've come to the truck for brisket and I eat it for lunch. I eat it for dinner. And then the next morning, I take it, throw it into a pan, scramble some eggs, and make the best brisket and egg tacos. Anybody that comes to this house and has those brisket and egg tacos, it's out of this world.
And so, which is awesome because usually when you're doing some drinking the day before and you have them brisket tacos and eggs.
Hey, the Sardilages are watching.
Some Big Red.
Oh, man.
Sardilages. They're former military too.
Oh, yay.
Huh?
Well, no.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of different ways, you know. And I don't hate on anybody's seasoning. Can you hand me some?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can do whatever seasoning. I heard on salt and pepper. Others I won't name because of sponsorship stuff. But anyways, so the beans really set. But my favorite on the brisket is doing McCormick steak seasoning with coarse pepper, and then finish it off with cane sugar, and it just works out. It works out really well. So here's the moist.
Oh my gosh. I don't like the M word, but I'll say it for that.
Okay. So yeah. Dang, look at that. Go.
A second. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's glistening.
So.
Shout out to Bobby. He just followed.
Bobby.
Sorry, Bobby. I don't know how to say your last name, and I don't want to ruin it.
Try.
Troshak? Trojcak.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to send us a quick chat and break it down for me, I'll say it better.
But legit, he's so excited.
Shout out to Alex Acevedo as well, Brianna Richard. They all liked and followed.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
We appreciate it. And
The Sardilages are watching.
oh yeah.
Yeah. They're military also.
Huh?
Appreciate y'all. I mean, we really, really do. And I mean, you know, everybody starts somewhere. We're probably not the best right now. Hopefully we'll, you know, there's a lot of things we work on. And
I swear, guys, I feed that man.
No.
but we're like I said, we're gonna be real about everything. And
Jolas is like, why not me?
yeah.
Real rude.
Real rude.
Oh, awesome. Clay Fluger said he uses here brisket with eggs, cilantro, onions, sweet peppers, jalapenos, serrano, and habanero peppers, chopped corn tortillas cooked in a skillet with the apricot hot sauce. He adds the beans for a great meal, finishes it off with some New Braunfels Farmers Market crumbled goat and feta cheese and chopped avocado.
Well, we gotta have him as
Dang, Clay,
we gotta have him as a guest.
Mm-hmm.
Also, missed opportunity for not keeping local and going with the New Braunfels feta. I will do better, and I will get New Braunfels feta next time.
So who makes it?
Yeah, Clay, if you can give us a person who's the person that makes the feta, and that's who I will use in my.
We'll definitely reach out to
Yeah.
them for sure.
It's probably
Oh.
Cynthia.
So yeah, anybody, if y'all know anybody or that has anything to do with local, we're all about local. You know, local seasonings, local beer, local alcohol, whatever. You know, and we're gonna reach out to one of the main meat markets here too to see if they'll do anything with us. And it's like I said, we just want to keep everything local. I know we do need to expand out of it, but like most of the stuff, we try to keep local. The fact that there's not a lot of beer made in New Braunfels.
Oh, there's a lot. They just need to let us know.
There is, but there's other, like, Dripping Springs has a bunch too, and outside of Austin they have a lot of microbrews, but we kind of, okay, let me put it this way, try to do Texas stuff.
Yeah.
Clay says it's go-delicious. They are at the farmer's market every Saturday. Awesome,
yeah,
Clay.
they are.
Thank you. We will definitely go next Saturday and grab some.
Remember when I was trying to get the raw milk?
Oh, yes.
And all we had with the farmer's market was goat milk. Because I was looking for raw milk to make fresh mozzarella. And
ooh, did you hear the pronunciation on that bad boy?
Mozzarella.
It's the tongue roll.
The
It does it for you.
Fresh
Look forward to that episode. Yeah, so yeah. So we're gonna
the beans.
I wish you guys could see the amount of people sitting at this table with eagerly waiting faces.
Salivating.
Watching the whole time, being slow tortured.
Don't worry, it's just gonna happen once a week.
Herschel Barrett is watching.
Who?
Herschel Barrett. He looks like he works with you.
Oh yeah, let's look forward to that.
Herschel asked if we were open on Monday. No.
No, sir, we're taking Memorial Day off of everything. So yeah.
Brian Morris said San Marcos Brewery makes some great beers.
New Braunfels, and also the Faust.
Yes.
Faust, yes. Faust makes great beer.
So yeah, beans are done. Everything's done now. So.
Woohoo!
And Faust is one of my favorite restaurants. You ever go there?
So if anybody knows anybody that they can email us at 1836 BBQ spelled out. And, we'll take a look at it and try to reach out to them or they reach out to us, either or. And, we'd love to have y'all on the show. Go from there. So, yeah, we appreciate it, everybody, tuning in. First show, been watching my phone and we had up to about 15 viewers. So.
No, we were at 20 at
We were
one
like
point.
25 viewers at one point.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Well, awesome.
I'm trying to answer people's comments.
And we didn't really put it out to people.
Yeah, it's kind of short notice.
That's actually good.
But now everybody kind of knows, so.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all don't even know how good this cornbread is.
It's so good.
But like I said, we'll post the ingredients and everything on it. So.
Nice. I'm ready to roll.
And you want to plate it up and show everybody and then cut it out and thank
you
everybody?
guys promised me that you were gonna have some brisket and guacamole.
Oh, brisket with guacamole on it.
Wish we had a tortilla for you. Damn.
Was it next week? We'll get tortilla? Yeah,
Yes, my lovely sister-in-law.
We'll make fresh tortillas with tortilla press.
Give me a piece. I'll try this now.
Oh, good.
So a little wok. Some brisket.
Get it in there, boys. Oh, you forgot to cheers.
You guys are so cute.
Joe's rolling around.
It's so good.
Joe's happy.
It's so good. It's so good.
It is. It's delicious. It's actually amazing because
imagine on a sandwich.
you get a good smoke flavor to it, along with the meat.
Vegan
And then
friendly.
with this, oh my gosh, it is. It's really, really good.
A brisket guacamole sandwich.
Let's get you a plate.
Whew.
No?
Let me wash my hands real quick.
Oh, we don't have any bread and onions and pickles.
It doesn't need the bread.
It really doesn't. We have.
That meat is standalone. Could make you
True.
cry.
Makes me cry right now.
Don't tear up.
So how do you break it up? Are you
Oh,
guys
right.
gonna recommend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pull it out.
How did they know they come down? They just know.
Or I should pull it out.
There we go.
And some beans.
Look at that plating.
Is that for me?
Yep. Yes, first.
Look
So
at
good.
that plate. That is some good looking barbecue, y'all. If you can't, I wish you could smell it. It's so good.
Yeah, so good. All right.
All right. Well, I guess.
You gonna
Wrap
dig
it up?
in real quick, or I mean, I want to see you eat this stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'll eat it. Yeah, sure.
Well, wait a minute. Come here.
Oh yeah, Sammy's
let's
the
have-
ultimate taste tester.
All right.
Ultimate taste tester.
Get you.
Little dancer.
A tiny
Shout out
dancer.
Illusion.
The beans might be a little bit hot.
Oh, she didn't even need a knife for that brisket.
No,
No, not at all.
you're good on
The face says it all.
Now, who's your favorite mother in the whole world? And try that cornbread.
I'm on my first chewing.
I made it.
It's okay. The
Sorry.
dogs will eat it.
Funny on
Either that or daddy. Somebody will dive on that floor and throw their body on that cornbread.
You want?
You have the beans.
Yeah, first of all. These are the best beans I've ever.
There you go. Out of the mouth of a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is yummy.
Do you like it? Do you approve?
I approve.
Kid approved.
That's what we should finish off the shows now. Have the
Mhm.
girls.
Have the
come
girls do
over.
the
Yeah.
taste test?
And the guacamole, delicious.
Oh, daddy's going in.
Yummy.
All right.
And that's a wrap.
Yep.
All right, so that's what we're gonna start doing. Thank you for tuning in for the first show. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Hopefully everybody learned a thing or two. Don't be bashful. Ask us questions. We'll try to, answer them as quickly as possible. Go to the YouTube page. We'll have the ingredients of everything.
On YouTube, we have also our links to all of our other content, from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok. You'll see a lot of our videos on there. Yeah, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, showing us the love, watching us, and Just love the energy.
Tell your friends, tell family, whoever you can think of. Say, hey, tune in. Check these guys out on 1836 Barbecue and Booze and Barbecue, and go from there. See y'all next weekend.
Cheers.